And as you feel yourself coming back down to the surface, I want you to have a look around you, and I want you to tell me, what are your first impressions?
I'm underwater. It's very blue, and yeah, I have a tail.
You
I have
have
a
a tail.
tail.
Is
It's
it a
like
big or a small tail?
it's a blue tail, and it's quite. I don't know. Let me investigate what the rest of my body looks like.
Yeah, have a look and tell me, how does the body look like?
Oh, I'm like a blue creature with like a tail and these two kind of, I don't know, like kind of like a fish, but not really, because the head is a little bit humanoid and the eyes are also kind of blue and like kind of shining light, blue light.
Tell me more about the head. What shape is it?
Mm, the whole body is quite flat-ish, and when I look down at the tail, it seems like a okay, the whole body is the same color. It's the bright blue, and the head is it's got, I don't know, it's got like a face. It's not like a fish because the head is clearly kind of separate from the body, but it also is made from this kind of I don't know, fish, like cold fish like skin, kind of, and it looks like I have ears. Feels like I have ears, and they look a bit like, I don't know, like almost like I have I don't know. The head looks like weirdly, not the face, but the like if you were looking at a horse, like from the front, like if you were looking at a horse like straight in the face, kind of like that, except that I don't have like a horse shape like face. Like the nose isn't like a horse. It's just like the silhouette of the face, like the cross section of the face, is kind of like a horse shape. I don't know if this makes sense, but yeah, that's what it looks like, kind
I
of.
know. So
Yeah.
does that mean that your eyes are more on the sides than in the front?
No, it's definitely full frontal eyes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So basically, like what I'm saying, I think, is that the face is more flat, but it has that same like long length, like not snout, but like in terms of how, yeah. Like, and I think I'm also thinking about like a horse's ears. They kind of stick out a little bit. So that's what the ears look like a little bit. Yeah, it's very quite an interesting looking creature.
Do you feel
And I
like
have,
yes, please go ahead.
yeah, I have like kind of arms, but they're more like fins, less like arms and more like fins. Like, but also I think they have a good, yeah, they're useful for swimming, and I do stuff with them for sure. I don't know what I do with them exactly, but I eat with them sometimes. So they have like little tendrils, like they're fins, but they're like kind of separated on the end so that I can and I can control the ends a little bit so that I can kind of like fins with flat fingers that have musculature, I think, so that the separated ends can like do stuff that I can control movements with. Yeah.
Okay, very good. You say you are underwater. What is around you? Do you see anything besides the water?
I see other creatures. There's something. Whoa! There's something swimming by, and I don't want it to see me. So I'm gonna go hide in the seaweed. Ooh. Okay. Whoa. That was. Yeah, like it looks like it's like a shark, but like not really, because I mean, I'm clearly not on this. Yeah, I don't. Am I? No, I'm not on. Am I on this planet? No, I'm not on this planet. I'm not on this planet. That's just needed to check. I'm
Which
not on
planet
this
you mean?
Earth. Like I'm not on. I'm not on Earth. I'm somewhere else. So it's not a shark, but it looks kind of like a shark. The thing that I just hid from, it's like,
okay.
Yeah, shark-like creature that could kill me if it saw me.
Do you have a name for the planet that you are on right now?
Hakani.
Okay. And are there others like you where you live?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you spend your time? What do you do?
Swimming around. I like to swim around. I like to eat things. And I sometimes go to the surface.
Tell me about it.
And when I go to the surface, what do I do when I go to the surface? I'm on the surface now. I'm like at the surface of the water, and it looks it's not so clear to me. Swimming up, but why do I go to the surface? To receive messages. I just received a message from some kind of flying creature. Just dropped me a message, and the message is it's like news. This news, and it contains information about what's going on the planet, and I'm the one to receive the message at the same time and in the same place in the middle of this watery like ocean thing. I always go to the same place at the same time, and it's quite exact because we have an awareness of time that like transcends needing to check a watch or whatever. I just know when the right time is, because on our planet we're all able to kind of communicate with each other on more intuitive levels. So when the bird is coming, I know, basically, is what I'm getting.
Okay.
So I go to the surface when the bird is coming with the news, and then the bird drops me the news, and I take the news back to my village. And the reason why it's my job is because I am the leader of the village. I am the chief.
I'm curious about the way you receive these messages. You said that this flying creature is throwing the messages to you. I wonder in what format.
Okay, let me return back. It is a information capsule that I consume. I like eat it, and then the knowledge goes into my body. Like I eat the information, and then I know the information.
So you just received some?
Yes.
Could you tell us about the context of this?
Oh, whoa. Okay. So the way it works is that I eat the information, and it's kind of like the information almost like fuses to my vocal mechanism, and that is what allows me to communicate it. Or like I kind of, yeah, I mean, I don't have to interpret the message, because that way none of the original message is lost in my interpretation. Like there's no Chinese whispers. Oh, it's horrible that they call it that. They call it broken telephone where I come from, but in America apparently they call it Chinese whispers, because that's a weird racism. um, but basically what I'm trying to say is that the message fuses to my voice box, and I deliver it verbatim without any personality interference, so that it is received by the people in the most authentic way as possible.
And is that being done verbally or telepathically, or how do you communicate the messages to them?
Telepathically. That's why we not telepathically. Verbally. That's why we have those ears, because we like I don't know. It's kind of like, I don't know, like how sound waves travel underwater with like whales. Like I'm seeing, like Finding Nemo, like how Dory like pretends to be the whale, and then it's like, well, that's how the sound waves travel basically underwater, and that's why we have those ears, even though we're fish people.
Very good. So tell me about the message that you just received. What is it about?
There are explosions somewhere on the surface. Fighting. Civilizations are fighting. And we should know this information, because the weapons they are using against each other have some kind of unhealthy element which is going to affect our ecosystem and we need to deliver information about any potential changes in our environment to the bird using the same kind of information capsule 2 meetings from now. So not the next time that I see the bird, but the time after that. And these weapons are organic in nature, but the warring tribes are getting quite vicious in their disagreements and have started using poisons on each other because they are angry and each of them wants to be the winner.
What is the goal of this fight? Why are they
Resources.
What kind of resources?
Crystals.
I guess that they found on your planet, right?
On the surface, there's crystals.
And why do they want these crystals?
Because they feel the high vibration energy, the power of the crystals.
What kind of crystals do you see? What colors are they? The ones that they are after?
Purple. And they have like quite a like kind of golden as well, like yellow, yellowish sheen. The problem is that they misinterpret the use of the crystal. They are fighting for the power that they sense within the crystal instead of understanding the actual purpose of the power.
What is it
and what purpose? It is.
What is the real purpose of them?
They are meant to facilitate the ascension of the civilizations into higher knowing. They are a wisdom support system to quicken the evolutionary process. But they will not provide that if they are energetically defiled through this war. They will strip. They will know they're not gonna strip. They're gonna block themselves from the power of the crystal, because in order to receive the energy upgrade from the material, from the crystal. In order to receive the upgrade, the being needs to open themselves to the highest good in the presence of the crystal, which in itself is a kind of being.
So they are programmed in a way to work under a certain frequency, otherwise they are deactivated.
Exactly, but like not deactivated, because the power is very much awake and alive within the crystal matter, but the person or the being does not receive access to the high vibration because they are of blocked from the information.
So the beings who are fighting, are they native to your planet, or they come from somewhere else?
Native. Yeah.
Could you describe how they look like?
They are also blue, and they have kind of like they look kind of like dinosaurs almost, but like with like these 2 points on their heads, and leathery bodies again, like dinosaur, kind of, I don't know, reptilian almost, like but very bright blue, or like kind of like cobalt bodies, and yeah, they're actually in kind of different shapes and sizes, but they have these 2 horns, all of them. Like some of them look like I'm seeing, like what I'm seeing now is, I know that this is my human, or like my earth mind kind of projecting, but it feels like, I don't know, I'm seeing like a koala, but it's not really a koala. I'm seeing like a koala in this creature, but it's not a koala for sure. I mean, it's blue and it has these pointy like horn things, but yeah, some of them like are basically small, some of them are big, some of them have these shared characteristics with other animals that I am familiar with on my on Earth. Yeah.
So they live on the surface of the planet?
Yeah, they live on the surface of the planet, and they have eyes, and these horns, they are kind of like for hearing. I'm seeing like that they're like kind of conical, in like they have a cone shape, and they're very pointy, and they have these like perforations, I don't know, like little holes, and the holes, that's how the sound like is received, through these holes. Like that's where the sound system is within the body. Like, so it's still in the same place as the ears, but it looks more like cones. And I'm seeing like their legs or their feet look kind of like, I don't know, a little bit like elephantine, like elephant, like having these nails, and but also like kind of flat at the bottom and leathery, and but also there's ones with like really skinny limbs, and but all of this with this blue, bright blue leathery skin. Yeah.
And is your race in contact with them?
No. No, we don't associate with them because they are predators. And my race is at the bottom of the food chain. Yeah, so I'm not wanting to expose myself or my tribe to those creatures, especially since I know how destructive they are. I'm quite happy that we live in our underwater bubble.
Do they have access to your to where you are?
No, they are not amphibian. They can't. There's a few species that are amphibian, but they're not. Okay, there's just one species that is amphibian and predatory. So we're very careful around those. But most of our underwater predators are underwater creatures. But yeah, if we went to the surface or like near the shore, they would totally catch us and try to, eat us.
Okay. So let's see what happens next. So you deliver a message to your people, and what is the next most important thing that happens?
I see the poison seeping into the ocean. It's black. And the water is changing color. And we have to leave.
Where
so
are you
we leave our home. We're migrating further south to see if we can find a new place to live away from the war. And we're swimming. And then I'm coming to something that looks a bit like, I don't know, an underwater kingdom, which is interesting because I didn't really know that was a thing. But yeah, it's kind of like an underwater palace.
A palace?
And yeah, it looks like a palace, underwater palace. And what am I doing? I am knocking on the door. I knock on the door and I ask whether I'm telling them what's happening. I'm warning them.
Okay, who is in this palace? What do you see?
They're kind of like, I don't know, they look like starfish with legs or something. They look kind of blue as usual. Seems to be the trend here.
Are they fish-like?
No, they're more like, I don't know, they kind of look like starfish / crab / they have a bit of like turtle movement, and the eyes are underneath the starfish head, kind of. The eyes are blue also. I think underwater it looks like we all have these shining blue eyes, which have two functions. So the eyes, they shine the light so that we can see in front of us, which is, yeah, quite a cool
Future.
evolutionary tool. Yeah, great. So yeah, these starfish creatures, they're starfish turtles, whatever they are. Yeah, they tell us to go away. So just wanted to help, but they're not really interested in the information that I was bringing, and they will deal with the consequences because they are not interested in moving. They want to stay in their home because they like their home because it's a nice, fancy palace. So they'll deal with the problem when the time comes. So I just go. We just go. We all just go, and we just keep swimming. We swim, and go there. Oh, but then ahead of us is also more poison because it's coming from the other side of the water. So we have to change direction again, and then swim, and what is it I'm seeing? Strange thing. Some kind of green wormhole. Some kind of wormhole. Swimming, and then it's just passing a wormhole, and we have to try really hard not to get sucked in, but some of my tribe gets sucked into the wormhole underwater. That's so weird. And we just accept that that's what happened because sometimes there are wormholes. Where would they have gone? They went to a different universe. And we just know that that's what happened. That the underwater green funnel wormhole sucked them into a different space and time that is parallel to this one, but not here. And then we're going to keep swimming, and eventually we find a nice seaweed plot that seems uninhabited, and we decide that we're going to live there for a while.
Okay. So that's a safe place for you to be.
Yes.
Okay, very good. So let's close that scene and let's move forward to another important day in this life that you are viewing. We are moving forward to another very important day of this life. And now you are there. What do you see?
There's the sun. The sun? What is it? Sun. Explosions in the sky. War in the sky. War in the sky. Explosions in the sky. Stuff falling.
Are you under the water?
Yeah, under the water, but I just went to the surface to see what was happening because the explosions were confusing. And then I'm just going back to my tribe, and there's again this matter falling into the ocean, and it's kind of it's just charred remains of creatures. How are they making the explosions? It's organic. They figured out how to make explosions with lighting fire to some kind of organic material that burns, and then they throw it at the flying creatures, and the flying creatures try and throw it at the opposing tribes, but sometimes they don't make it all the way across the water or something, because I think we're living in like a lake. It's not like an ocean, it's more like a lake, some kind of like like a lake. And then on opposite sides of the lakes there's these tribes that have been fighting with each other for ages, and we're stuck in the middle. But yeah, I don't know. It seems like only the people at the surface are fighting. So, yeah. What's happening? There's like charred stuff falling. Small baby creatures from my tribe are scared and making sad noises. We're just waiting for the explosions to stop. And I'm angry. I'm really angry that they have to destroy our happiness with
There's not
their
much you can do, right?
badness.
Is there anything you can stop them?
No, and that's also not my place in this life. I don't have anything to do with those people. They're not my responsibility. My responsibility is my tribe. I love them and I protect them and I take care of them, but the surface creatures are creating their own destruction. It's just that while they do that, we are affected, and that's what makes me angry, because I feel like they're just so selfish and they don't think about the consequences of their actions on the rest of the creatures. They only think about what they want, which is like to win and to have more power, and they're not even going to get it because they don't even understand the wisdom of the objects that they're fighting over.
Okay, so let's close that scene and let's move forward to the last day of your life in this lifetime that you are viewing now. We are moving to the last day of your life in this body and in this life. And tell me what is happening.
I'm bringing some like kind of shrimpy creatures back to the tribe, and then one of those giant shark things eats me. Yeah, that's it. Goodbye. Damn, the life of a fish.
What happens next?
My spirit leaves.
And
I watch the shark, but I'm also being pulled. I'm being pulled upwards and out the planet, and pulled into through space and time, no time anymore. I'm being pulled back towards the light. And then when I detach, as I'm flying, I see, oh, my body is also made of light. I mean, I have the same shape, but I'm made of light, and I'm returning to the light, like I'm being sucked in back to the light, like a magnet. Like I feel like the light is a magnet, and I'm just being returned to it. And as that's happening, I see everything that has happened in my life flash before my eyes like a film. And by the time it's over, I've become the light again. And now I'm inside there, and I'm just kind of in this vortex, like this, like ball, this, like, it's like an ocean. It feels very still and calm, but there's also like loads of us there, and it's like the womb of the universe. It's that's what it is. It's the womb of the universe.
Who else is there?
Many other beings of all kinds, of all shapes and sizes, from all planets, and all beings that have left their bodies and have not yet been assigned a new mission. This is the command center. It's the command center for all who are assigned missions within the universe.
The command center.
Yes.
Very good. So, is there any representative there that we could speak to?
Ashtar.
Astar. Wonderful.
Ashtar.
Is it appropriate that we connect with him?
Yes.
Wonderful. So may I speak to him directly? And
yes.
Wonderful. Hello, Ashtar.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us a little bit more about this place? That
This is the Galactic Command Center, where all beings are distributed to all corners of all universes, all timelines, all existences, past, future, and present, since time is just an illusion. This is the place where souls are evaluated based on their current understanding and current consciousness and current lesson plan before they are sent onward to their next course of activation. They are activators meant to facilitate the ascension of the universe, source verse, everything that exists.
What is your role in this?
I am the commander of
so what
the
are your tasks?
command center. I assess soul quotient. I assess the evolutionary status of each specimen of consciousness and make suggestions to source about where next the being will be assigned. But source makes the ultimate decision. Source will assign, but I am a mental body known intimately to source, which helps assessment processes. I am an intelligence extension of God.
Could you tell us about your relationship to planet Earth?
Earth is in the process of great change and transformation. I am responsible for deciding how much help Earth will receive from the activated souls. These are souls that have been pre-programmed to activate consciousness to higher levels on whichever planet they arrive at. Earth is only one planet among many others which is in the process of ascension. I decide how much Earth actually gets.
Mm-hmm.
And needs in relation to other planetary systems.
And from your perspective in our what we call the now, how do you perceive the ascension process on Earth?
Good, bad, all dualistic constructs. If you ask me within your three-dimensional paradigm whether Earth's ascension process is going good or bad, I would say not good.
Well, why do you say that?
Using your language, there is not enough love. Which is because people choose fear over love. And within the dualistic paradigm, choosing fear is not good because it leads to less ascension. What the universe hopes for is more ascension, more light, more love. That is the greatest contribution. Love.
But then again, many, many souls are awakening at this moment on Earth. Isn't that right?
Yes, many activated are realizing their history, their use, their gifts. Many are awakening. They are awake, but also many who are awake are also controlled by fear to hide from their gifts. They choose to remain unseen. They keep their gifts secret so as to remain safe and to stay comfortable because confronting the currently existing materialist paradigm is intimidating, like the body I am inhabiting. This is afraid of judgment about unseen energy systems and practices.
So what advice do you have for her and others like her?
Like all of the ascending beings, their purpose is activating others. They come from the Galactic Activation Center so that they can switch on the light. But if they themselves are hiding in darkness, why would anyone see? You must speak the truth of your own experience, not through the experiences of others. This honesty touches many because our own story and knowledge is what is truest and most authentic to us. And authenticity can be felt in the hearts of others in a way that other kinds of storytelling can't.
It really gives me goosebumps, this message that you are bringing through, because it reminds me of my recent experience of an ET contact I had, which I was very reluctant on sharing with the public, but I finally decided to do so, and the response I got from the people was so beautiful, so inspiring, because I really saw that many people are longing to hear these personal stories, and it gave so much hope and so much inspiration to so many.
Yes, this message is for you and for the body I am inhabiting, because you have both begun, but you need more faith. And so this is a message of encouragement from the universe to continue doing the work you are doing. Continue doing the work you are doing. And push further.
Thank you for sharing. Is there anything else that you wish to bring through today?
I would like to say that everything you have ever and will ever experience is for the greatest good, for your service, and this is what you chose. This is your mission, and you decided all of the experiences, past, future, present, they are created for you and by you. But what this means is you are perfectly capable of controlling your reality if you inhabit your power, which lies at the deepest core of your being, in your God Self. And your God Self can be contacted through meditation, through conscious breathing, through long periods of silence. Too many words are better left unsaid. Say less and listen more. Then you will hear the truth of your creation and be able to perceive everything that is possible.